Today we're going to talk about the blank page revision process, which is one possible process that you can use to revise. The blank page process works for all kinds of writing, but it is best for shorter work, and you're going to see why. The first step of the process is to walk away from your piece. We've already done this with your narrative poem. I assume that most of you have been focusing on your short stories recently, so you've had some time away from your narrative poem. So now, when you reread the piece, ideally out loud at least once, and take notes on where changes might be appropriate, you're looking at it with new eyes. You're coming at it without all of the previous ideas that you had about the poem in your head. At this time, you also may want to review the lessons on poetry, think about the things where I said you should focus, stuff like that. After you have read the poem again and made some notes about where you might want to change things, you should review all of your notes. The reflection that you wrote, my feedback, the feedback from your peers, the feedback if you had anyone else read the poem, anything that they had to say about the poem. Reread that from earlier alongside the comments that you just made on the poem after looking at it again, and decide which of these comments fits your vision for the piece. And what I mean by that is, it's your poem. You get to decide what the poem is going to be about, what it's going to look like, what kind of focus you want it to have. So decide which of the comments from me, from your peers, from other people, which of those fits your idea for the piece. Once you've done that, this is the blank page part. Open a new document and write the piece again without copying or cutting or pasting or looking at, as much as possible, without even looking at the old document, the old poem. This is going to help you maintain your voice and flow throughout the poem. It's not going to feel jagged. A lot of the times, if you copy and paste things while you're making changes, your voice or the voice that you're using for your persona is going to be all choppy. It's going to be all over the place because you aren't fully streaming it out of your head. So try not to do that. When you're doing this, it might result in more changes than you expected to make, which is okay. It might even be good if you have a better idea of what the persona's voice is going to sound like at this point. Go back and refer to your notes as necessary, but again, try not to look at the old document. So that's the blank page part. After that, ideally, you would take this new draft, find readers, get more feedback on it, and then start the process all over again by, walking away, coming back, reading it again, taking notes, etc., etc. And you might not have time for all of these steps on your narrative poem, but if you do, it's going to help your work. The more drafts you go through, the more you think about it, walk away, come back, think about it, walk away. It's going to make the final poem a lot stronger. So here's the whole process on one page. And this, like I said, is best suited for shorter work. In future videos on the revision process, I'm going to go through a couple of other possible revision techniques that you can use on longer work. All right, thanks for watching.